I beg your pardon, 1 billion Korean won total prize pool up for grabs this week. 180 million won heading the way of our champion. At the moment, 37 players in red figures. Level pass start for the Chinese rookie Wang Zixian. Choya Rim also even passo to Lee Daeon, multiple time winner on the KLPGA Tour. Scoring, well, it hasn't been as low as many would have thought early days. The defending champion there, Jung Yoon-ji, 1 hole left to play in the company of the most recent champion on the KLPGA Tour, Thailand's Jaravi Bunchant, first player from Thailand to ever claim victory on the KLPGA Tour. Pacharajuta, also from Thailand, even par. We'll be seeing her in our coverage this afternoon. Yu Hyun-jo, terrifically talented youngster in our featured group this afternoon, level par through her first 4 holes. And for these players, signing for over par opening rounds, Park So-jin, one of the amateurs in that group. Bae So-yun, 3 times a winner on tour, but has struggled in 2026. The Suhyup Golf Resort, our home for this week's championship. Weather, well, pretty warm out there, 27 degrees Celsius. There have been showers sort of scattered all throughout the continent, or the country, over the last couple of days, but at the moment it's pretty perfect for some golf this afternoon. Bright sunshine as we head out to the golf course, and this is going to be a fairly slick birdie putt for Hyun-ju at the 5th, coming down that little tier. Part of our featured group this afternoon, alongside Korean Women's Open champion No Seong-hui and Park Hyun-kyung. Kim Ga-hui too, a couple of holes ahead, off to a good start today, couple under par. Third on the rookie points list, a hole ahead to find Kim Min-ju at the elevated tee at 7, so just a 9-iron here. Oh, very nearly walking away with a brand new massage chair. Lovely tee shot there for Kim. Best finish this year came at Gimhae Gaya, tied for 3rd at the next Sensate 9 Masters. Now Park Hyun-kyung, 8 times a winner on tour, a couple of runner-up finishes in back-to-back weeks. At the end of April and the beginning of May. Just outside the top 20 last week at Sunning Point. Pars don't hurt, given the pace of scoring that we've seen thus far in the early going of this year's MBN Ladies Open. Back to the 6th, Chae Jung-won. Just 1 miscut this year. I said that only 1 top 10. They're coming back at Suwon. Solid rookie campaign for Jung-won thus far. Trails Kim Min-sol, and by some margin Kim has put together a fantastic rookie season. Back to this ticklish birdie putt for No Seong-hui. 3 victories on tour in her career, one of those being the Korean Women's Open, but hasn't had a stroke play top 10 yet this year in 8 starts. Did get bounced in the semi-finals of the Doosan match play a couple of weeks ago. A best stroke play finish coming at the Dukshin EPC Championship, just outside the top 10 there, with a very poor round of 74 to close out her week. Here's Park Min-ji getting off to a nice start. She has struggled a little lately. After top 10 last week at the E1 Charity Open, maybe signs are good, although that putt slightly misguided for the 19-time Tour champion. Over 6 billion won in career earnings. Gee, that's not counting the millions, hundreds of millions of won she's collected in endorsement deals through the year. Not much left for Kim Min-ju to take it to 3 under. Joins the group in a share of second, within 2 shots of Park Hye-jun's lead. A little bit in this for Yoo Hyun-ju. Picked up that 3rd victory in her young career at Rainbow Hills at the beginning of May at the inaugural DB Women's Golf Championship. Has major championship pedigree, won the Star Championship last year, en route to Rookie of the Year honours. Yeah, nicely deposited for her par. Healthy amount of right to left swing in this putt for Kim Ga-hui. Gonna slide a little low. Solid rookie campaign, just 2 missed cuts this season. The 20-year-old. And like so many courses here in South Korea, just cut into the side of a mountain. So expect some hanging lies. These girls are very good at dealing with it. It's an art form, has to be said. Figuring out how the ball's going to react, how to set up into it. Seong-hui will lead us off here on the 6th. It's a narrow tee shot. You do play uphill most of the way. Hyun-kyo, always love how she gets into that left side, that left hip, right into the impact area. And leaking a little, gonna have to get a soft bounce. Okay, got it. Stays in the short stuff. Just going with 3-wood. She was one of the longest hitters on tour last season, and probably glad she did. That one comes up just short of the bunker, which will depend on the lie. That feels pretty thick into Suhyup. Jaravi Bunchan, last week's winner. What a life-changing couple of days it was at Sunning Point for her. Final hole of her day. Chipping from off the back of the green at 9, and looks like she's going to card a round of even par. It was tough to follow up a big victory with a solid performance the following week, but even par, hoping round, not too bad at all. To her countrywoman, Charajuta Krongpan. This is a par putt at 6. Defending champ ENG. Many would say she's underachieved in her professional career. Hugely talented player, just the 2 wins on her resume. She's not going to end her day with a birdie 3. So it's going to be even par round for ENG as well. We'll see her tomorrow in our day 2 coverage. I told you the course had a little undulation. Case in point right here for Yu So-yeon too. Up and over this comically shaped mound, just short of the pin at 8. And all things considered, that's a fine effort. Bang Shin-sil, tough all morning, but this would certainly make lunch taste a little better. A birdie chance at her final hole. Got out of it quickly. Yeah, the start of that one far enough to the left, so disappointing round for Bang. 74 for her, and work to be done tomorrow if she is to contest this championship. Ugly inward half, look at that. 3 under on her front side, 5 over on the back. Jung So-yi also having a bit of a struggle. She's back on the 8th, still with plenty of golf to play. Move a little off her left. Yeah, straight in. Well done, Jung. So recovers to 2 over. See that hole cut in that back left section, so it's a nice angle for Park Hyun-kyung. It's a very nicely played shot. Excellent distance control. So Bunchan opens her week with 72. I mentioned making some history. First ever player from Thailand to win on the KLPGA Tour. So huge feather in her cap. Coincidentally, her boyfriend, Sadom Kaukenjana, won the Korean Open last year and is currently plying a straight, splitting his time between the Asian Tour and the DP World Tour. So it's a busy old time for Bunchan and Kaukenjana. Seong Hui. A little chippy 8 here from 108. A little further left than she would have liked. Needs a kick. And when she gets it, this could be good. This could accidentally be pretty good. I don't think she meant to use that slope, but I promise you she's glad it was there. how's that line looking for Yu Hyun Jo? Maybe sitting down just a fraction. So this one's going to come out knuckling with not much spin. Definitely need to play for some release. This is just where experience comes in. Being able to read lies, understanding how the ball's going to react coming out. Got to factor in, you can see that gust, that breeze unsettling her a little. If anything, I'd say this needs to be landed sort of 15 feet short. Just have it scoot up towards the pin. Soften her way through that. It's just off the edge of the green, but it's going to be a devilishly quick little chip. There's that elevated tee box at the 7th. Healthy drop from back on that tee down to that green. You see that pin's cut only about 4 paces from the front edge of the green. Again, with the height that this is going to be coming in from, that ball is going to land and sort of drop like a sack of potatoes. Just trying to calculate the yardage. Hopefully there's not too much breeze to bother Kim Ga-hui. With 9-iron, same club Kim Min-ju hit in the group ahead. Just shy of it. That's fine. Makeable. Speaking of Kim Min-ju, she's reached the 8th and found the fairway with her tee shot. Opening round coverage of the MBN Ladies Open sees Park Hye-jun leading by 2 over a sextet of players at 3 under par. this is really going to be a test of touch. Looks like putting that. Goodness, he's got some pretty unpredictable fringe to get through, but it's going to hang a hard left once it hits its apex. That was always going to be tricky. It just shows you get out of position slightly at this golf course, and you're going to find yourself struggling for par. Well, Park Min-ji has reached the 9th accessible pin in this back left ball. Oh, wonderfully controlled from Park. So hasn't lost a turn yet, but at least putting back uphill for her par putt at the 6th. Almost a great escape, but ultimately drop a shot at the par 4. Should be a fairly simple little shot for Kim Ga-hui. The front edge of the green at 7. Had that tracking nicely. Try and bump this into the slope. You try and fly it over with some spin. Percentage would say try and run it up. Oh, we don't hit it hard enough. That could be a problem. Started. We'll get there for No Seung-hui. That's alright though, just had to putt defensively. Kim Min-ju just gotta work this one out. Flat to start and comes downhill and snaps off to the right. Doesn't move off the right as much as she thought. Good pace on that. Kim Kyung after that excellent second into 6. Can she convert? Didn't hit it hard enough. Did not look like the most positive stroke, and that's a good chance squandered for Kim Kyung. Now, can Min-ji do a little better? Hit at 9. This to turn in 33. Fabulous. Well done, Park Min-ji. Tidy scorecard. Now 7 players at 3 under par. Someone going to catch Park Hye-jun by the end of the day. And Han Jin-seon after that poor chip is this for par at 8. About as good as she could have done, really. Trying to minimize that damage. There's a lot of 9-irons off this tee, but it's an 8 for Suhyup. Okay, that putt's going to have a good amount of swing, just like the one she had on the previous hole. A little deliberation here between Hyun Kyung and her caddy. I would think for her, she's got the ability to switch gears, the speed of her irons. This could just be an off-speed 8. You don't have to jump on a 9, especially with a bit of help in the air. Oh, how good she is with a flat stick. If she just hit it right about where No Seong-hui's ball is, maybe a little short right of it, it's definitely in the make zone for her. Whatever it is, you just got to be committed, especially with this elevated tee. Yes, you do hit it a little further coming from elevation, but if you don't nail your start line, that just means the ball's got a whole lot more time to wander offline. Safe to say, I think she pulled the right club in the end. Excellent shot. So, Yu Yeon-jo split the difference between the two playing partners' tee shots. Oh, yes, she can. Brilliant tee shot there from you. Kim Ga-hui. Let's send this one down the left half of the fairway if possible. Strays into the right rough, and that's going to make things a little awkward trying to get to that pin nestled behind that mound. So slightly position on the par 4 is Park Min-ji, who's made the turn in 3 under par and finds herself sizing this second shot up to the par 4 10th. So 3 looks at birdie, but the longest and arguably the trickiest is going to be No Seong-hui's, just by the fact that from the middle of the green, this one's going to be approaching the hole with quite a bit of pace. So much like the putt she had to hit on the last, it's just trying to coax it down there with dying speed. If the hole happens to catch it, great. If not, don't leave yourself too much work in your par saver. Absolutely hammered that one. That was klutzy from No. Kim Min-ju. Seen a couple of good shots into this pin already at the 9th. Just crest that ridge. It's pretty solid from Min-ju. So Hyun Kim up the hill. Wasn't the most convincing with her birdie putt on the previous hole. You're going to need some speed. Get this one to the cup at 7. Again, just lacked a little conviction. Jin-sun looking at bounce back after the clumsy bogey at the last. Here she is at 9. That was a classy shot from the Queen of Haiwan Resorts. Talked about how awkward this is going to be for Kim Ka-hui. Look at how much that ball is below the level of her feet. A lot of weight on the toes. Indifferent lie in the rough. Coming up the hill. Got a bit of a jumper, but she's done the right thing. At least she's got it past that pin, so she doesn't have to negotiate that front little ridge. Still going to have to work for that up and down par, but much easier from sort of being on the correct level. Now Krongpan be aggressive here, try and throw it all the way back. Yeah, excellent shot. And Joe gets it to go. Nice response there from Yu. An up and down day, but too even par. He's so young. Second time's a winner on tour, playing alongside Park Min-ji. Showing her the line here from the back of 10. That's a pretty good line. You can see there, Min-ji definitely paying attention. Lovely roll from E. It's a tricky looking one. saw Yunkyo's ball fall off a little right, but he blasted it with too much pace in the left lip and it never moves. Never had a chance, and that is a real unforced error from Seung-hui. See one, play one. Can Minji follow suit with Lee So-young at 10? It's going to go a little bit. It's got half a chance. Oh, great putt from Park. Be disciplined here. Keep this down the left. Oh, not that far left though, Hyun-jo. Where's this one headed? Looks like that breeze has calmed down a little, which is good news. We're facing this tee shot at the 8th. I looked a little concerned, but that is absolutely fine for Park. Doesn't hit in an awful long way, no Seung-hui, so case could be made that maybe this is a little bit of an easier tee shot for her, not really tempted to try and shorten up the hole, take it down the right. It's got to play out to the thick side of the fairway. Which she has done. Green with which to work for Kim Ga-hui, but none of it flat here on 8. Oh, she's judged that really nicely. Really well played from Kim Ga-hui. Look at the touch there. left to right and slightly downhill at the end at 9 for Minju. Just never hit it quite hard enough. She had the line. That is a little frustrating, but still a really solid front side. Matches Park Min-ji's effort of 3 under par as she makes the turn. She had to work for it, but that is a very tidy par for Kim Ga-hui 2 at the 8th. Yeah, great response to the drop shot on 8. Han Jun-seon gets herself back in red figures. Where the tee shots of Lee Hyun-jo ended up spending a lot of time in the rough around Suhyup. Not really the recommended recipe for success. Looks like she got a free drop as well from the cart path. So I'd say that's a good break to the 2 tees there. Yep, there it is. In the drainage cover, so you get nearest point of relief, or you can take complete relief. Get a club length from there. No nearer the hole, of course. This is where you just have to do what Kim Ga-hui 2 did in the group here. Just take the short miss out of play, especially with that thickish lie. The longer this green, with today's hole location, I would say is preferable to being short. Fewer things to calculate. Doesn't look too bad, but yeah, just gotta do the smart thing here. It's come out a little low. It needs to settle. Okay, pretty good from that spot. In fact, very good. There's a reason she's won 3 times on tour. However, if you're No Seung-hui, going to get a little bit more control, a little bit more predictable coming from the fairway. But again, if you're in between clubs, especially coming uphill to this green, just take the longer one. 4, not a bad score.
Go. Go.
Well, asked for it to go, and go it did. Here's Gahui ahead at 9. Picture in the rough, but gets a nice friendly kick and a little bit of run as well. ENG just off the fairway at 11. Just the difference there, unable to get that to stop, but I think she's in the correct segment, and the way that she's putting, definitely makeable as Hyun-Kyung continues to ponder selection. She is not in any great hurry, is she, today? Stand on a shot like this, it's like hanging lie, elevated green, tough pin position, and that breeze that is swirling. Made the right decision, got that to grab nicely. Just gonna have a very good look at birdie. After that excellent second shot, Yu Joe has an outside birdie look on the 8th. With that tee shot in the air, I think she'd be pretty glad to take a par 4. Slight downhill lie for Gao, but only 87 meters to go. Go flag hunting with this. Just pushes it slightly. Good for distance, though. So we dial in that pace with the putter. A little heavy-handed back at 7, but much better here on 8. Fantastic birdie. So young. So Minji hit her second shot a little while ago. This was So Young just after that, and that just shows the difference when you're coming out of that fairway. Just get that spin, just get that grab. It's so much more predictable when you're trying to get your ball to react the way that you want it to, like Park Hyun Kyung did on 8. Chance to get to 2 under. She's had some really good looks on this front side. Hasn't taken many of them. That's another disappointing effort. Just doesn't look like she's comfortable hitting them with a little more pace. I know she is a dive putter. She's a very good putter. Statistics would have us, statistics would agree, but she's just not putting with any sort of aggression and conviction. Now Minju a hit on 10. Tough second shot this. Play off a downhill lie to an elevated green, and a firm one at that. Anything within 30 feet is excellent. Well, that's pretty good. Xiaowei after that excellent birdie at the 9th has the honor. Not sure she can get to the downslope. Gets you another extra 20, 30 yards of run. Just short of it, but most importantly in the fairway. She can definitely get that downslope. Absolutely hammer it. She's going to have a little flick wedge in like Kim Ga-hui did earlier on. Min Kyung, looks like that breeze is helping a little off this 9th tee. Okay, gets a nice little kick out of that right rough. Weir down on the green, trying to get it to 3 under par. Oh, well done. Tiptoes that one in. Yeah, the afternoon starters certainly putting together some nice rounds. Conditions this morning fairly benign. Now Minji, outside chance, but she's rolling the rock, a realistic one. Just have to get it started. Should stay pretty straight. Look out, Park Min-ji to 4 under par. Excellent going there. Looking like the Park Min-ji of old. So just off the edge of the green at 10, but pretty flat little chip here. So Young joining the birdie party on 11. Not if you can't get it to the hole. That's a little disappointing. Just got to work up this little ridge first around the midpoint of the putt. Should move left once it comes off the other side of it. Seen a couple of good shots into that left pin position on 9. It looks tucked, but actually if you can just get it over that little knuckle, you can see that high point, 8-9 yards short left of it, just sort of funnel into that bowl. Good shot. The lie is going to be conducive for the shot shape required. Park Hyun-kyung slightly above her feet to a left pin. Just sort of move it back in the stance a little, try and keep it out of that breeze. Just start it sort of in the middle or just the left edge of that back bunker. You can see just have the topography work to your advantage here. Put a little right to left hook spin on it. Popped up on her a little, that needs to go. of a hooky lie for Yu Hyun Jo as well. See that dark green patch of grass that she's on, so the grass laying into her, so you just got to steepen up a little, expect a slightly bigger divot. Doesn't sound like the most solid strike, but it's going to be okay. Park Min-ji is on, up to within one of Park Hye-jun's lead. Here she is at the long par 3 12th. And with the hybrid, doesn't like it. I'm not sure why. Does hit the green, just trickles through into the rough, and the lie doesn't look too bad there for Min-ji. Great view from back on the 10th tee for Kim Ka-hui too. 3 under par, she starts her back 9. Of all times for Park Hyun-kyung to find a little positivity with the flat stick. That one goes racing past at 9. She's putting this through the fringe. Worked pretty well for her back at the 10th, although this will be for par. Tee shot was finding the thicker rough. Going to be a drop shot there for Minji after the flood chip. Bit of a double breaker now for Yu Hyun-jo. Left to right, over the crest, and then moves back towards the left as it gets down to the cup. Just didn't hit it hard enough. It's okay. Solid 2-putt. Minju at 11. Hard wedge from 110. This will have some grab. Beautiful. This one just going to be peeling off to the right for Seung-hui. This is an important putt for Park Hyun-kyung, just momentum-wise in the round. She's played some solid golf, hasn't taken her chances, and if this doesn't go, she's going to be just stuck in neutral at even par. Yeah, it's more like it. Good, solid par saver for Hyun-kyung at 9. Cause of the problem, just stubbing it, trying to get it to land pretty much where that ball finished, and the slope would have done the rest of the work. But just a little unforced error is going to cost Park Min-ji a shot. First bogey of the day comes at the 12th for Min-ji. Chance to recover perhaps on the par 5 13th with Park Min-ji. Snatches the tee up quickly as that one scuttles down the fairway. Second shot and 10's already hard enough. Try playing it from the rough. Ooh. Come up in that bunker short, I wonder. It's a busy old practice putting green out by the front of the clubhouse at the Suhyup Golf Club. Morning starters just trying to put in a little extra work as day one action continues on here at the MBN Ladies Open, the 9th stop of the KLPGA Tour in 2026. Featured group just making the turn here, led off by No Seung-hui at the 10th. Just looking at a number of tee shots here at Suhyup. Going to avoid losing this one outright. That's on a nice line. Son. It's a second birdie in 3 holes. Here she is at 11. On the left-hand side of the tee, so trying to pump this one a good ways down there, Yu Hyun-ju. Try and catch that speed slot. Just look at the difference in ball speed between Hyun-ju and Seung-hui. Kyung need to be forcing it down that right side like Hyun-ju. She can just feather one down this fairway, maybe flight it down, get a little extra run. A bit of an awkward stance for Kim Ga-hui. Runs away from her once this pitch is on the green. But again, some sublime touch. Great shot from Kim. A bit of breeze here, just going to be a layup. Really good second, Kim Min-ju, take herself to within 1 of the championship lead. Just a little left, never had a chance. Moon Jung-min, the third player in this first group of the afternoon wave, alongside So Young and Park Min-ji. She's at 1 under, and with the heavy artillery, trying to skip this onto the green. Great shot there from Moon. Look at that, an eagle opportunity awaits. Save. This is Kim Ga-hui at 10. I'll tell you what, she's got some touch around the greens, this young lady. Stays at 3 under. Birdie putt race by a little for Kim Min-ju. Here she is coming back for her par. Okay, nicely navigated. See that undulation I was talking about earlier, just the fact that the green sits above you and you could see the slopes on that putting surface. And more often than not, you can be off a slight downhill line. Not so much the case for Hyun Kyung, though, who appears to have an uphill lie, which is going to be very helpful. But again, look at that. How do you get it close to that hole location? Coming in with a mid-iron from below the level of the green. Really out to where sort of Kim Min-ju hit it. Pin high right, or even a little long. It gives yourself a decent chance at worst walking away with the 2-putt par. There's a lot of conversation and deliberation. Not for the first time today with her caddy. Yeah, sensible, I think. She's going with the longer club, the hybrid. Got a great swing for dealing with hybrid clubs and fairway woods, very shallow through impact. Yeah, really good shot. Well played from Park. Wait, going to be next to play. She too with the hybrid. Should take anything on the putting surface. Slow down off that ridge. Yeah, that's pretty good. Even Joe, who's a lot further down than her two playing partners. She's got that slight downhill line I was talking about. Oh, that's excellent. Really well done. It takes speed to be able to hit a shot like that, hoist it up nice and high, get it to land softly. Beautiful shot from the 21-year-old. Minji, not a great layup on 13, so she'll be playing her third out of the rough. It's going to ride the ridge, but finish on the correct side of it. So, lengthy outside look for Park to try and get it back to 4 under, now to the 12th, and Kim Min-ju on the tee. Still got to manage some humps and hollows for Roh Seong-hui at the 10th. It is a birdie putt, but should be content walking off this green with par. looks like she's just about managed that, although it's just outside the proverbial circle of friendship. If you're just joining us, Park Hyo-jun's lead has been cut to just one. Soyeon Jung picking up a birdie on the other side of the golf course to get her to 4 under par with 6 holes to play. Here's Moon Jung-in at 13 with an eagle putt after finding the green in 2. Not a million miles away. Great try, and the simplest of birdies is going to take Moon to 2 under. Here's Hyun Kyung after an excellent second shot. That little feathered hybrid club setting up this opportunity. Racy one at 12. Great chance. After an excellent second. I've seen many shorter birdie putts than this on 10 today. And she will be rewarded for a brilliant second. That's a nice birdie, and for the first time today, Yoo Hyun-jo finds a red number next to her name, moves inside the top 20. Now, Pajarajuta Krongpan, a couple over par now, her second to the 11th. A couple of good ones into this front pin. Especially when you're coming from the fairway, you're thinking birdie here. And she's given herself a nice look. He's trying to whip out there on 13, very exposed part of the golf course. This putt's got to ride the ridgeline for Park Min-ji at the par 5. Oh, I thought she had that one. I bet you she did too. Great try. Kim Ga-hui, who's playing alongside her fellow rookie, a couple yards closer, also with a wedge. Too much off it. No harm done. See, everyone's making their way off to the 11th tee, but we'll stay for No Seung-hui's little par-saving putt at the par 4. Okay, well done. Good 2-putt. So Moon off that birdie at 13 will have the honour at the 14th. Every birdie made here this week earns a ₦1,000,000 donation for charity. So a wonderful little initiative. And you can see already 15 birdies made today.
너가 칠 때 좀 적게 낸 거야.
Players work off an elevated tee box at this stunning 11th hole. Again, Joe just trying to mosey a fairway wood down there. And it just stays short of that bunker.
좀 더 우측 봐도 훅
It's going to have to be a very soft driver or a fairway wood as well for No Seung Hui. Can run out of room if you tug this tee shot a little. Oh, it is driver, so it's going to have to be a smoothie. Down on the green, Ga Hui. Not going to get that one to the cup. Yun Kyung also going with driver. Need to keep this one out of that left rough. Changes the dynamic of the hole completely when you're coming out of the fairway. Yeah, that's good. Minji, got to give herself some better birdie looks. Yeah, she held one from off the green at 11, but only has it been sniffing around for makeable range. Decent look there though at 14. What can So Young do? It's that beautiful Mercedes-Benz hole-in-one prize for the first ace, if one is to be recorded on the 14th this week. So back at even par now after a drop shot. This is going to get closer. Great shot. Could be a 16th birdie of the day recorded coming up. So Young's lovely tee shot there from So Young, but the lead still held by Park Hye Jin at 5 under par, just by one over. Beg your pardon. So Young Jung's just dropped a shot. So once again, 3 unders right back into a share of second. incredibly impressive in this opening round, Kim Ga-hol too. So too has Park Min-ji been, who has this for birdie at the par 3 14th. Good for pace there, Park. Not often you'd say this about Min-ji, but she's just struggled to put 3 good rounds together, 4 good rounds together this season. A couple of top 10s already, pair of them. Coming off her first winless season in some time, finishing 40th on the money list back in 2025. See what faces the players for their second shots. Getting into this uniquely shaped green at 11. Flags cut in the front right corner of the putting surface today. But really just coming in with a wedge of sorts, maybe a 9-iron, but you don't want to be coming out of the rough. That severely impacts the amount of control you'll have once this hits the green. Had to land it short, played for some release, and all in all, that's a very nice shot from No Seong-hui. Moon Jung-min. Putt turns a little from right to left at the start, but should stay fairly straight in the last 8 feet or so. Good try. Yoon Kyung just waiting for a little spark from her. Try and get some birdies together. One-handed follow through. Yeah, just didn't quite hit that solid. I'm disappointed, but not the worst place to miss that green. I'll hit Kim Ga-hui too on the 12th tee. And that's the longest iron in her bag, which I believe is a 5-iron. Yep, there it is. Just get it to that ridge. The slope should funnel it to the hole. Keep going. Oh, just the wrong side of it. Solid shot, though.
맞습니다.
Gonna get plenty of zip on this for Yoo Hyun-jo. Pretty much just play it the full yardage. One hop and stop it. Tugged it a fraction, but gonna get a little help off that slope. Now, come on, So Young. Gotta take advantage after a tee shot like that. And she will. Brilliant birdie there. That's another $1 million to charity after that birdie from Lee So-young. Gets herself back to 1 under par. Minju at the par 5 13th, laid up with her second. And has played a very tidy third. Just got to get this to crest that slope and then let gravity do the rest of the work. Well played. Easy 2-putt par. little dump and run for Hyun Kyung. Don't need to get too fancy with this. Decelerated a little into the back of the ball, and now with work to do. Has not been in the winner's circle since Celtrion Queens back in 2024 Park ENG, but she is right in the thick of things through 14 holes in this opening round. Certainly she's the only player in this championship's history to successfully go back-to-back at this MBN Ladies Open, achieve that feat in 2022 and 2021. And Yu Hyun Jo for back-to-back birdies. She is at 11. Never really got the line right there, but so only the par. The situation very nicely from that left rough. We saw Min Ji make it from a similar spot earlier on in our coverage. We're not going to repeat the feat. Here's Han Jin Son ahead on 13 with a lengthy birdie putt. He's had a chance though. That's what they used to call missing on the pro side. Enough pace to get it to the hole, and whenever that ball slides by on the high side, it always had a chance. If you start it low or you never get it to the hole, it's just not going to make it. Hyun Kyung knows that. Hit a couple of poor putts in the front nine. Made a great save back at the ninth. This would be another here on 11. Okay. So she's putting well when she has to scramble for par, but she crafts good birdie opportunities. Just lack a little belief. Now to Min Ji on 15 with her second. Pin tucked over that deep bunker on the right-hand side. Ask for her to start giving herself better birdie looks. That's one on 15. Great shot. Back is Kim Min-ju putting for birdie. And just a little movement to the right, but it's a golden chance to get within one. Go, but staying patient, playing quality golf, which is what you have to do. Now, Min Jo-min, huge tee shot, it looks like, on this 15th hole. Not much club in hand for her second. Bit of breeze off the left, and try and just hold a tight draw against that. Solid. She's going to be showing Min-ji the line, but that's a quality shot from Moon. That 2/3 point in the green, just to the right of that little knuckle. The contours of this putting surface going to help you get it back to that back hole location. The good news for you, Hyun-Jo, she's got speed, she's got power, and she doesn't have too much breeze to speak of right now, so maybe just a 5-iron could even be a hard 6 for her. Helicopter follow through, tried to save it, and she did, but it just doesn't make it all the way. So when you find this green, not a bad result. Tough target, one of the longer par threes that the girls will face this season. No Seung-hui. Should just be a full hybrid for her. Doesn't have to take anything off this. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, pretty good. Slightly easier putt than the one that Yoo Hyun-jo has. Breeze picking up a little for Hyun-kyung, but shouldn't bother her too much, you feel? Doesn't quite make it over the ridge, but safely aboard the green at the long par 3 12 is all three members of this opening round featured group. So this putt gonna come up and over a little spine for Park Hyun-kyung, and then it'll be swinging to the right as it makes its journey down towards that back segment of the green. Came off the putter face a little funny. Yeah, I just don't think that was struck very sweetly. So the par putt pressure is going to increase for Park Hyun-kyung, who's had a couple of testers in the last hour or so. Suhyup, who briefly had it to 4 under par at one point. A couple of holes left to play in her round. This is her second to 6. Park Min-ji get to 4 under after that beautiful second at the 15th. No, she can't. It's a straight push there. Stroke looked good, just didn't quite set that on the correct line. So squanders a great look. This is an easier putt than what faces both her playing partners, just by the fact that she doesn't have to deal with any massive slope. She's gently downhill, tailing off to the right. Give the downhill portion maybe a little too much respect there. That's Young-hui. To the tee at 14. Get it close. Lee Young showed us that. Showed out a little short, little right, trying to use the slope. Oh, just go straight at it. What a tee shot there from Kim Min-ju, who has been locked in on the par 3s today. Almost stumped it back on 7, and she's given herself a good look there on the 14th. Now Yoo Hyun-jo at the other par 3 on this back 9. The slippery one for birdie. Kingawi. Trying to flat a little gap wedge into 13. Trying to take some off it. Didn't quite take enough. She's on the green, but it's not exactly what you would call a makeable birdie putt. To save par. Yeah, luck finally runs out for Hyun-kyung, who will tumble back to even. In amongst the trees is where you find the 16th tee. Here at Suhyup, Min-ji looking anxiously at that one up the right. Ooh, looks like she's found the rough again. The birdie on the par par 3. This is Kim Min-joo, slips away to the right. Keep turning. Oh, just hangs high. Good try though. Seems like scoring pace was pretty good, and everyone's just sort of hit the skids all of a sudden. Park Hyo-jun's lead still 2 as it was when we came on air about 2 hours ago. Back to 12 and Seong-hui for her par. Should just be a inside left putt. Yep, confidently rolled in. Good 2-putt. We should start moving left. Brilliant try. Just wasn't quite close enough with that third, but again, par does her scorecard, no damage whatsoever. Fall back to even par. After that, forced error, a little 3-putt. Found the bunker off the tee has Park Min-ji at 16. I don't know if a solid strike though. Just scuffles through the back, but that's fine. Doesn't look too bad for that. Here's Saw on 6 with big right to lefter. A little low from the get-go, and that's not exactly stone dead yet. So, up next, the par 5 13th. He just snakes uphill all the way. Players getting home in 2. Moon Jung-min did that, 2-putted for birdie. Yoo Hyun-joo got plenty of speed, and she's got the first part of the equation right, finding the fairway. So we will just have to play this one as a 3-shotter. Just got to avoid those fairway bunkers down the left. just a little bit of cleaning up to do for Soyeon Jung's par at 6. Okay, nicely handled. Pretty elementary little chip shot for Park Min-ji here. Drop it on, get it to chase out. Maybe a little undercook, so you can have a tiny knee knocker left, but just don't see it missing that putt, do you? To sleep on some of these layups. Just got to keep your concentration and leave yourself a nice number in for that third. Off balance there, but you can understand it with that ball on a slide up slope. Got it back into the short grass. Yeah, you'd have to say definitely in reach for Yoo-Hyun-jo. I mean, she might have to skip it up, but gets the start on a good line. This one could be scampering. A nice pass at that one. It's going to chase. Yeah, well done. Look at this. This could be good. Whoa, settle. Oh, 2 excellent hits there from Yoo-Hyun-jo and an eagle opportunity coming up. Out at 16, Min-ji. Oh, slips it in the right edge, but safely below ground. He has reached the 14th. Already seen a number of good tee shots in this afternoon wave. It's a solid one. Kim Min-ju just slightly out of position here on 15. Looks like a pretty thick lie as well, so not going to get much spin on this. That's the problem. This comes out. Knuckleballs took a big hop as well, and it's really settled down in that rough. So problems at 15 for Kim Min-ju. Park Min-ji on the penultimate hole, 380-meter par 4, 17th. Has been a little bit offline since making the turn. Seemed to be pleased with that one, and for good reason. She's back in the short grass. This is where she does some of her best work. You know, Little off-speed wedges, soft ones. I think that might work slightly against her favour as that pin's cut just past her on the top of a little ledge and she is coming downwind. So strike's got to be good. Spin control's got to be decent, but you'd fancy her setting herself up for a decent birdie opportunity. Right on cue. Wonderful shot. Wei, I'm going to show you exactly how to play that shot. I hope you were paying attention. She's next to go. Sounded a little thin, but she'll get away with it. this would certainly be a shot in the arm of Yoo Hyun Jo at 13. An eagle putt after finding the putting surface in 2. Stretch, get there. Oh, just a little low, but that is a simple 2-putt birdie, much like Moon Jung Min. And for a player who was just sort of treading water on the front nine, she's picked up some birdies here and now up to 2 under within 3 shots of the lead. To the 17th now. G finding the fairway. Got to go on the attack here with his front pin. It's on a nice line. How's it for distance? Pretty long, but it will come off that slope, and Park Min-ji is going to give herself an excellent birdie look. So we, after that lovely little wedge, to try to take it to 3 under. Who's been very patient today, plodding along, blemish-free. To come back from all the way out there. That needs to settle down. Testing par-saving putt coming up for Kim. This is a tufty-looking lie for Minju off the back of 15. He's got to fan that club face open, play it with height. And she played it too well. It grabbed a lot quicker than she anticipated. Hyun Kyung trying to steady the ship. Great look at birdie for Park. Start line. Start lines have been poor with the short birdie putts. Another frustrating miss for Hyun Kyung will keep her at even par. It's tough when you're having a day like hers. You know, she's hitting good shots, hitting quality shots, and yes, as a golfer, you're always going to feel like you left 1 or 2 out there, but she gets back to the clubhouse. If she's not under par, she's going to feel like it's one of those rounds that just got away from her. Struggled to get any sort of momentum. It's an exhausting sort of afternoon at the office. You're grinding for not much result, and add into that the fact that the pace of play has been pretty poor as well, as we tend to see out here on the KLPGA Tour. Days like this on the golf course, it is not a happy place. But still, a couple of holes to play to try and pick up a few birdies. Now here's Soyeon Jung on 7 for birdie. Big right to left it, slightly downhill in the last third of this putt. And that is very nicely judged indeed. Lone win came at the Sokyong Networks Ladies Classic at the end of 2018, so quite a while ago. There's that beautiful par 3 14th. Featured group head next from elevated tee. Water really shouldn't come into play for golfers of this quality. Front hole location has been fairly accessible. Come off that slope a little bit for Yoo Hyun Jo. That's okay, but it'll be brisk. Seung-hui next to go. Don't see too much movement in the tops of the trees, so should be fairly flat, calm out there right now. Steered that one nicely down there. Excellent shot for No Seung-hui. Now for par ahead on 15. This is Kim Min-joo. Keep her round nice and tidy. Oh, it's another putt. She's hit a good putt there. Just hasn't moved. About the birdie putt she missed back on 14. Almost a carbon copy of that. So she will tumble back to 2 under. Tee shot, finding the rough, and then a poor second just compounds if you get out of position slightly. Back to 14 and Hyun Kyung. She can tell you a thing or two about missed putts today. Great shot, really nicely controlled, leaves it on the correct side, so she'll be putting uphill with a chance to be aggressive. Just a little cleaning up to do for So-Yeon Jung's par at 7. 2 holes to go. Park Min-ji, great chance to get it back to 4 under after that lovely shot into 17. Slightly downhill, maybe a little bit of movement off the left. Not that much, Min-ji. Ooh, overread it slightly. Still, she's going to take a lot of positives. Should she just pass the last, that'll be only her 4th round, sub 70 in her last 12. So signs are good that she's just trying to find a little form again, the 19-time Tour champion. Get her attention this one. With a little heavy-handed. This can get away from you quickly. But it is a birdie look for Hyun-jo. Oh, and she's got it. I was traveling with some pace. Brilliant birdie there. It's another $1 million to charity. Look at that back 9 since making the turn. She's picked up 3 birdies and up to a share of 2nd. For what was a pretty gloomy start to the week, it has turned into a fabulous day for some golf. We're at the Suhyup Country Club. Warm day. It's been pleasant out there, especially with the breeze that has been sort of ever present around this golf course. That's one birdie down on 14. Are we going to see another from No Seong Hui? A bunch of players overread this putt. Should just be a ball outside left edge. Yep, make it 2 birdies. That was tracking beautifully. No Seong Hui for 3 under par as well. It is awfully congested in that share of second place. Back at 2 under is Kim Min-ju, who's playing her second to 16. Importantly though, she's coming out of the fairway, so she'll get some spin on this into this back left pin. Yeah, wonderfully controlled. Good shot. So for a hat trick of birdies on this 14th hole, it'd be wonderful for charity, and it'll certainly be wonderful for Park Yoon-kyung, who really hasn't looked too convincing over these sorts of putts this afternoon. Come on, you gotta scare the hole with this one at least, Yoon-kyung. Yeah, nicely done. How about that? 3 birdies on 14 for this group, and finally Park Yoon-kyung has another birdie on her card. Back to 1 under par. The downslope into 15. Oh, clever little shot there. That is pretty much going to be a guaranteed birdie 3, which would move her into solo second at 4 under. Lovely stuff this opening round for Kim. Now to Park on 18. Into the rough, but this being a long par 5 shouldn't really be a problem for her. Be just laying it up to her favourite number. Slightly downhill, working from left to right. But that putt has gone a little cold for Kim. Yeah, just the 3-wood for Yoo Hyun-jo. Blessed with plenty of power, so he doesn't need to hit driver a lot of the time. He can just play for position. See how sharp that dogleg is for the players on this 15th, and it's not the widest landing area as well, so they've got to air towards that left-hand side of the fairway. Right bunker's a big no-no off this tee. player who likes to work the ball from right to left, like, well, a majority of the ladies in the KLPGA Tour do. This is somewhat of an uncomfortable tee shot, especially with driver in hand. Gets that one to cut nicely. Very nice swing there from No Seong Hui. Should stay short of the rough. Now, awkward looking lie for Soyeon Jung. And 8. Trying to get that one to scamper. It doesn't, so she's going to have to navigate that big ridge for her third. As we jump back to Hyun Kyung, setting this one up just down the right-hand side, so maybe try and take on that right bunker with a little draw. Try to cut it. Gonna have to really get all of this to clear that track. Oh, she did. Oh, and now it's going to go running on down. Brave line off the tee. And that is going to be just a little flick of a wedge left for her second. Birdie on 14's really put a pep back in that step. Meanwhile, a hit on 15 after that stunner of a second. Kim Ga-hui will get to within 1 of Park Hye-jun. 4th unanswered birdie of the day, first since making the turn. Hugely impressive stuff from the 20-year-old rookie. Minji's second lies okay. Not going to get it all the way to the front edge of the green, but she'll certainly be able to nudge this one a good ways up there. Looks like she's on a pretty severe upslope as well, so the low running shot might be out of the equation for Soyeon Jung. Trying to either pitch this into the upslope or carry it all the way. Oh, that's a clever shot. That's really nicely done, given the circumstances. She's given herself a good chance to save par. See this heavily sloped green on 15, and that right hole location again just puts such a premium on driving accuracy. Being able to control something into that segment of the green going to be vital. Now hung back with the 3-wood off the tee, so it should leave Yu Hyun Jo with a nice full number in for her second. Got a little miss room out to the left. There's that slope that just kicks the ball right fractionally. Got the calculations wrong there. That was a good club out. Pitched it way too far. She's on the green, but not the easiest putt. She's left herself coming up that slope. He did find the rough, No Seong Hui, so she's going to have to play for a bit of a jumper. But the angle's better from this left-hand side. Might have an avenue to try and chase one up. Just skirt the left edge of that bunker line, the right edge of the green. Steady, steady. Okay, just into the fringe. Not as bad as Kim Min-joo's. Park Hyun-kyung, after that very aggressive and well-executed tee shot, she's given herself a great scoring opportunity, particularly with wedge in hand. Just a soft little one here. Pitch it maybe 2-3 yards short, one big skip, and then they toss out an anchor. Just didn't quite grab as much as she would have liked, and unfortunately that takes the slope and it's going to just feed its way towards the back edge of the green. Shows you how impressive a shot Kim Ga-hui played into that pin. Now for par at 8 is So Yeon-jung. Yep, just a little push. So costly bogey. Drops her back to 2 under. He's so young on the last back at even par. Chance to stick one in close. Love to finish her round in red numbers. Giving herself a nice opportunity there. Good shot. That was a few moments ago. Now live with Minji's third. Had it on line, just not far enough up, and that's going to spin all the way back off the front of the green. At least it doesn't nestle up against the collar of rough. That was a pretty poor shot for a quality player like Park. Back at 17, Kim Min-ju has found the fairway off the tee. Accessible hole location. See if she can use that slope just long right of the pin as the option. Cut in a pretty good line. Oh, a stunner. Quality shot from Kim Min-ju. That'll be a kick and birdie, thank you very much. Have a look there, just couldn't draw it up any better than that. Had the perfect number. Little cutty 9-iron. Easy as you like. And Min 2 under for the day. Close enough where just got to worry about too much spin. And caught out Park Min-ji, just got to fly it to the hole. Well done, quality shot. Back on 15. Seung-hui going to come downhill a little off that back stop, and then it'll rise up the slope and lose some pace as it makes its way up towards the cup. Lovely pace. Good roll. Fairway at 16 was Kim Ga-hui too. Release from the right rough. She's got the angle up the green. She's want to go long here. So we can maybe pitch this just short of 120 and have it chase the rest of the way. Just like that. Just like that. Look at that. Keep going. Pretty good, all things considered. Smart shot there, just protected against the long miss of the flyer line. Now back to 15 and Yoo Hyun-jo. So It's going to be uphill all the way from this point.
Nice
From
ball.
Revolution short, lovely try.
Nice ball.
As long as the lie is okay, just has to fly it past the upslope and then trundle the rest of the way, but it looks like she just stubbed into that. Like the poor chip that cost her a bogey back on 12, and it's like history might repeat itself there, which would be incredibly frustrating for Park. And from one Park to another, here's Hyun Kyung on 15. Agonizingly close, but not expecting to make putts of that range with too much frequency. Park will keep her 1 under. And the birdie for Kim Min-joo is going to take her back into the sheriff third at 3 under par. Well played hole. Excellent 3. Come on, Minji. Muster up every last bit of concentration she can. This is for a par at 18 in a round of 69. Well done. Very well done from Park Min-ji. And that is only her 7th sub-70 round so far in 2026. She had to work for it, but this week off to a good start for the 2-time champion here at the MBN Ladies Championship. Joe just doing a little bit of crowd control before she pegs one up on this 16th tee. And it's another hole where she doesn't need to go with the driver. See, trouble lurks all the way down the left-hand side of this tight tee shot. So a 3-wood should leave her nothing more than a 9-iron, maybe even an 8-iron into this green. In fact, she's got a hybrid club. Yeah, definitely looking to hang back a little bit. Trade off a longer second shot in for a little bit more accuracy off the tee. Catches the downslope, so we'll get a little extra run with that. Simple game plan for No Seong Hui. Just out with the big stick. Try to hit a little left to right cut like she did back on the previous tee shot. Hyun Kyung. Also with driver. Don't want to hit it as far right as No Seong Hui, because then you get tangled up on that side slope in the rough and could make that second shot just a little bit fiddly. Ooh, lost this one out to the right, but it should still be okay. No, hangs up in the rough. A bit of a squirrely tee shot there for Hyun Kyung. To the last, and Min Jong Min to match the effort of her playing partner, Park Min Ji. This is for birdie for a round of 69. Slips it low. Tie the lead on 16. Best putt she's hit today. Stick a coin on that. A little meat left on that bone. Lee So-young has only made 3 cuts so far this season. She's broken 70 once, in fact. That's kind of been the story of the year so far for So-young. Level par 72 for her. She'll go again tomorrow morning. At 16. First real poor stroke we've seen out of her today, and again that force field at 4 under par knocks another player back to 3 under. Gahui with the first drop shot of the day. Kia Jin's clubhouse lead still stays at 2 as we go to the 18th. Race that birdie putt past. This is now Moon for par. Oh dear. Clumsy 3 putt, and that is not the way you want to win the day. Ambitions of a round of 69. Frustratedly knocks that one in the back of the cup. 3 putt bogey and a 71. Moon Jung Min. Water's not going to be an issue for Hyun Kyung. As long as she makes solid contact with this, she can play for some release. Easy ball, easy, easy. This is a uncomfortable little lie for No Seong-hui in that right rough. And he needs the ball above her feet. She's on a slight downslope as well, and that ball's nestled down a little in the rough. I mean, she's probably got to play almost for a front edge yardage, because this is going to be coming out pretty steamy. Her number. Tell you what, this could be good. Oh, the shot from No Seong-hui from that lie. That is outstanding. It's going to be no problem whatsoever for Yu Hyun-jo. This is now a green light situation. Take it straight at the target here. Big pitching wedge though from 120. Must be expecting a big first kick. There's that big first kick. Judge that to perfection. Nipped it nicely. Got that to grab. She'll have a great birdie look to come. Kim found herself in that donation circle, so any balls that end up in that circle will earn a million Korean won donation. The Fishermen's Support and Welfare Charity, a great organization and a worthy cause there, helped by Kim Min-joo, who's laid it up nicely there on the last. Kim, after just skipping through the back of the green, looks like there's not too much rough behind the ball, so should get a decent quality of strike on this. Always been a great player from around the greens, Park Hyun-kyung. Great touch there, simple little part. She respond to the first bogey of the day. This is Kim Ga-hui on the penultimate hole. Slight upslope to that front pin. Pulls it a fraction. Really nice second. Nice and rude. The unlikeliest of birdie opportunities coming up on the 16th. Maybe you want to say this goes a little right early. As far as birdie looks go, it's a very good one. Go, but solid par. that one in nicely, just getting out of the way of Yu Hyun-jo and her birdie effort upcoming. Well thought out and well-deserved birdie 3 if this can find the bottom of the jar for Yu Hyun-jo, trying to get to within 1 of Park Hye-jun. This is for birdie 116. And she'll have it. What a 3 there for Yu Hyun-jo. Former Rookie of the Year, former Player of the Year, asserting her name at the top of this leaderboard with quite the back 9 performance, up to 4 under par, with just 2 holes left to play. Playing on the 17th, Kim Ga-hui 2, this 20-year-old talented youngster, with her 3rd shot. Danger of making it back-to-back bogeys after that clumsy little pitch. Final hole today for Kim Min-joo. This is her 3rd to the par 5 18th. It's a pretty good one. She'll have that for 68. Charlie Juta Krongpan will do with a birdie or 2 coming home. The tie has left herself a nice spot here on 17. And she'll take full advantage. Great birdie there for Krongpan. Back on the tee, No Seung-hui out with the driver. Nest of bunkers on the left, not going to be in the equation. Takes a real rank tee shot to find those. Joe. Within 1 of Park Hye-jun. For par. Okay, nicely slipped in. Stays 3 under with the par 5 18th coming up. slips it low. Jong-won. Birdie here on 17. Okay. Nicely hold there. Oh, he's going quite nicely in this opening round. Get her back to even par. And Ji-hyun. Chance for a birdie to end her day with a 73. Battling away nicely. That should make the task a little easier going into tomorrow. And the low 60 in ties make the 36-hole cut and play Championship Sunday. Unlucky, just gets a little tangled up in that front rough, but the lie doesn't look too bad for No Seung-hui. That breeze starting to pick up a little bit once again for Park Hyun-kyung. Maybe next to play. Again, she has that sideboard long and right. She wants to use it. Takes a big hop, but it should come back a little. Joe, prime position once again down the center stripe. Okay, that's a good look. That's an excellent look to tie the lead. Birdie putt past Kim Min-ju. Thankfully avoids the same fate that befell Moon Jung-min. No 3-putt for Min-ju. Scribbles her name next to a 69 to start her week, seeking the second KLPGA Tour crown. She'd been back on the 18th tee. birdie on the last here. Around a 68, even a par. Very solid opening effort. First competitive round here at the Suhyup for the 20-year-old. That just slips out of the donation circle. Just a little simple stubborn run required for No Seung-hui. Tentative. Pretty solid for Park Hyun-kyung, but can that putter convert? The 8-time tour winner is for birdie. Second shot now for Kim Ga-hui. Lay this one up. Seen a lot of third shots being played from that 50 to 70 meter range. Back on 17, No Seung-hui for her part. The shame of this one didn't go. She's battled away so nicely on this back nine. Oh, breaks across the front face of the cup, and that's agonizing. Drop shot on 17 for No Seung-hui. This for Yoo Hyun-jo would be to tie the lead. The tricky thing is she's putting sort of straight down this fall line. So one of those putts where you send it fractionally too high, it never moves back, and you just don't hit it with enough conviction. It's going to rip away low left. But for my money, I'd say this is a right edge putt perhaps. Just have this trickle in over the front edge of the cup. so glad we hung about for that. That was awfully disappointing for Yu-Hyun Jo. But still, having a very nice day at the office. Now, third to the last for Gahui. It's a good one. It's a very good one. Kim Gahui, good chance to post 68. Jump one. Seen the play here, throw it a little long, try and get some spin on it. Because if you don't, that's what happens. And Jo, even with her power, you can see this par 5 is going to be out of reach, so just a 3-shotter and to play it like everyone else. Young up the left, but just stays in that rough. Fourth for Choi Jung-won after spinning it off the front edge of the green at 18. Up on the green, Pacharojuta Krongpan just birdied 17. Hardly captivating golf towards the end of our coverage here, our extended coverage on day one, but let's hope at least the wait will be worthwhile for Krongpan. 35-year-old Thai, who's a rookie on the KLPGA Tour this season, has played rather nicely in her first couple of starts on tour, and this would be a nice way to end her day. A chance for birdie. To sign off with an even par round of 72. Doesn't come back from out there. It's pretty slippery as well. Fourth on the rookie points list is Krongpan. Two top tens already in her rookie season on tour. Yun Kyung, thickish looking line, that left rough, but manages to get it up there into the layup area nicely. Just playing for a number here, Yu Hyun Jo. Get up with an iron. Up on the green, Krongpan for her part. At the moment, that projected cut line going to be at 1 over par, so this would just make the task a little easier tomorrow morning. Yep, nicely holed, well done. Yet to miss a cut in her rookie season, which is some impressive playing. Choi Jung-won, who sits second on the rookie points list, courtesy of that top 10 finish at Suwon Country Club back at the beginning of May. 6 birdies today. Yu Hyun-jo, and to think she started today with a bogey at the par 5 first of all places. It's really been a classy back 9 performance from Hyun-jo, and a birdie here on the last would move her into a share of the lead. Thankfully, not too much deliberating between Park Hyun-kyung and her caddy. Of course, as I say that, she pulls out that yardage book for one more confirmation of the number. She should know that this green pitches fairly severely from back to front, so definitely got to cover the full number. As you see what happens if you come up just a little short here. It spins off the front of the green. Looks like there's just a little breeze into her face as well, so got to ensure you get it all the way back there. Oh, almost in for Park Hyun-kyung. What a beautiful shot that was. Stunning. Can she replicate that shot? Yep, tosses out a little long. Was the right shot, but just couldn't get it to come back enough. Still outside chance for a 4. Yeah, Lo Seung-hui. Stay there, stay there. Oh dear, this could come off the front of the green. I think it might. It's going to catch that slope. Stay, try and stay. Oh, it does. I don't think she realizes how far away that was from almost rolling off the green. She'd be running up to mark it. Oh, there you go. Go on, Seung-hui, you can get there. Park Hyun-kyung was producing one of the shots of the day with that third into the last. And it has been well, quite the opening round here at the MBN Ladies Open. Park Hyun-jun 67. It's going to be leading going into the weekend. Question is, will she have a share of the lead with Yu Hyun-jo as a birdie putt to come? Well, we'll see you tomorrow for more coverage of the MBN Ladies Open. Same time, same place.